Hey there, this is Joker, and welcome back to Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I'm gonna be straight with you guys. This is my second time recording this voiceover because I was working on the video last night and I mistaked the split button on the Share Factory app for the delete button, and I deleted all the audio for this particular review. And because I don't know why, Share Factory does not have an undo button, I have to re-record all this. So I'm a little bit peeved about it, but also kind of relieved about it too, because maybe I can, fix some things up and make things a bit more understandable about this particular beta. So with that out of the way, I wanted to go ahead and ask the simple question about Black Ops 7. Is it better than Black Ops 6? That's very debatable. If you didn't really enjoy Black Ops 6, then I'm sorry to say that you're not going to enjoy Black Ops 7, since it has a lot of similarities to Black Ops 6, like with the Omni movement returning and the graphics and all that stuff. There are a few exceptions, like myself. I actually enjoyed Black Ops 7 and what it has. For one thing, I prefer the semi-futuristic setting of Black Ops 7 compared to the 1991 setting of Black Ops 6, and that's because of the cosmetics, obviously. If they did very weird, over-the-top cosmetics in Black Ops 7, I wouldn't mind it as much, because the year 2035, still right now, is a fictional time. Like, it hasn't happened yet, so who knows what our appearances will look like in that time period. Well, I guess it's 10 years away, so I guess we don't have to wait too long now. Whereas Black Ops 6, with all its weird collaborations and its really over-the-top cosmetics, basically alienated the game for me, and basically was one of the reasons why I didn't really want to play the multiplayer, because I didn't want to see myself getting killed by a Beavis and Butthead or American Dad. So, yeah. If they did do some of those wacky cosmetics in Black Ops 7, I wouldn't mind it as much. Just don't go too over the top with it. That's all I have to say about that. Up next, I wanted to talk about the maps that were in the beta. So for the first 3 days of the beta, we had the maps The Forge, Cortex, and Exposure. The Forge and Cortex are labeled as small size maps, whereas Exposure is labeled as a medium-sized map. And the design of these maps, they're very simplistic. There's the same usual 3-lane like shtick that Black Ops 6 has, but the visuals of these maps I prefer way more compared to how they were in Black Ops 6, because in Black Ops 6 they were basically just ripped POAs from the cancelled Warzone map that I believe is coming to the game next year. So yeah, I prefer the way the maps look in this, because they feel somewhat original, and then not just, every time you load into the map it shows you the details of the map and it shows you the locale of being in Avalon, which just makes me roll my eyes about like how bloody lazy can you get to just reuse assets over and over again. But this is Black Ops 7 we're talking about, so of course they're still reusing assets from Black Ops 6. Like I said, Omni movement is present in this game. You can't tag sprint anymore, I forgot to mention that, but I'll mention those things in a bit. So, the Forge and Cortex, again, small size maps, I didn't mind them that much. They flowed well, in my opinion. I had a bit more fun on these maps than I did in anything in Black Ops 6. And Exposure, I also really liked. Despite it being called a medium-sized map, I thought it was still a bit small. And I had a bit of a regional bias to the map, since Exposure is set in Australia, and I'm from Australia, so but I think the map plays fine enough as it is. Again, it's the 3-lane stick. All those maps were all 3 lanes, unless Cortex you could count as a 2-lane, because one particular lane was pretty minuscule. But also they don't seem to really utilize the new mechanics in Black Ops 7, except for little bits of traversal, and that thing I'm talking about is the wall jumping, because in this game you can wall jump off of walls, obviously, I don't think it matters how many times you can wall jump off of a wall. Like, if you wall jump from one wall and then jump to a wall in front of you, you can wall jump off of both of those walls. Okay, how many times I'm saying wall jump. I think it's neat, but it's not, like, utilized that great. It's just used for basically traversal purposes. Like, there'll be parts of the map where there's, like, a bottomless pit, and you just have to jump over it, otherwise it will kill you. And there'll be like a conveniently placed wall over that pit, so you can wall jump across and avoid falling to your death. So yeah, those first 3 maps, I just cracked my knuckles, my apologies. So those first 3 maps, they're alright. In the second half of the beta, they introduced 3 more maps, that being Blackheart, Imprint, and Toshin. I'll get Toshin out of the way quickly first. I liked the setting of it. It's set in Japan. It has a nice color palette to it and all that. But also, unfortunately to say, I didn't play that map that much. I think my entire time that I played the beta, I only played it like twice. I will say though, I'm not the biggest fan of one particular billboard in the map. It reuses a calling card from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, which is just a anime girl blinking. But like, reusing assets from the Modern Warfare titles in Black Ops 7, sorry, getting the numbers mixed up because, you know, it's just like back-to-back titles. Not particularly the biggest fan of that. So before the game launches, maybe just change that billboard a little bit. I don't know how long that will take. Maybe you can do it in like a couple of seconds because of your AI generated garbage. I won't go too much into that. I will explain my opinions on the AI generated slop in Black Ops 6 in my final review for that game next month when Black Ops 7 comes out. But as you can probably already tell, with me calling it AI slop, I do not agree with it. So yeah, Toshin, it's fine. I didn't really get a clear understanding of it to be like, this map is good, this map sucks. But for what I played of it, I think it was just fine. Imprint is next. Imprint is set like on a snowy, like, cliffside. Kind of gave me vibes of Summit from the original Black Ops, and that's fine. It doesn't play as well as Summit, I will admit. But it had like a little neat gimmick where in the domination game mode, the B flag is on this moving like escalator that can go from inside the warehouse and go out to the cliffside. And you could like just press a button to move it from each locale, and I thought that was kind of neat, but you know, it's nothing too like over the top or innovative, just like a moving platform, that's all it was. And finally, there is Blackheart, and Blackheart is a small size map set like on a destroyed oil rig in the middle of the ocean, and I think it's again a neat map. Really fast pace, pretty frantic. Conveniently placed, you know, walls to wall jump over bottomless pits, but not much else to say about it. It just played fine. I had fun on that map, in particular game modes, which I'll get onto next. So the game modes that they had in the multiplayer was Team Deathmatch, Domination, Kill Confirmed, Hard Points, and finally one of their newest modes, Overload. They did also add a couple more modes in the second like portion of the beta. Just to quickly get this out of the way, Team Deathmatch, Domination, Kill Confirm, Hardpoint, they all play the same. Like, there is no change to them whatsoever. It's just the same usual classic Call of Duty game modes that everyone plays just for the fun of it, just to kill a bit of time in their day. But the new mode, Overload, is it's not the biggest fan of it, but the premise is simple. Two teams are pitted against each other. There will be a overload device that spawns randomly on the map. There is a timer before it spawns in. Basically, the teams have to capture that overload device and bring it back to the enemy base to overload that base's, to overload the base, I should say. And that basically earns you a point. And vice versa. The match goes on until you reach halftime by hitting the score limit, which is 4 points, or by running out of time and reaching halftime that way as well. And then vice versa. You start on the other side of the map, you grab the overload device, bring it back to the enemy base and then earn more score. The team with the highest score wins, obviously, or if the time limit runs out and you have a higher score limit, you win. Simple as that. I'm not the biggest fan of it. For what it is, it's interesting, I should say. I mean, it's pretty basic, but it's another capture the flag mode to me, except for in capture the flag, you actually have to go to the enemy base to retrieve their flag and then bring it back to your base. So it's basically a reverse capture the flag. And I don't play much of capture the flag, but yeah, just to say, Overload, not my thing, but I can see some people enjoying it. Maybe it'll be put into like ranked lobbies and all that kind of stuff. I also wanted to add that in this beta, they actually did have a hardcore playlist. So if you're more into playing the hardcore mode, you know, limited HUD, lower health pool, it was there, and you could enjoy it in all its glory somewhat. Even team kill your teammates if they accidentally team kill you, because that's what I do. Yes, I know, I'm a piece of shit. But another thing that I had to bring up as well is that during the multiplayer, I think it was day 3 of the first portion of the multiplayer, they introduced something called the open mosh pit. And what that is it basically like subsides skill-based matchmaking while you're looking for a match. So in a way, it's a like mosh pit that doesn't use skill-based matchmaking. So as an example, if you're going into a lobby that has skill-based like in mind, it'll probably take you like a minute or 2 to find a lobby. But with the open mosh pit, the second you press that button, you're in, just like that. Gets you straight into a lobby, off you go, vote for your maps, start the match, you know, play with players of different skill level, like it should always be. And it seems like Treyarch has been listening to the community about that, because when Black Ops 7 comes out next month, it will keep the open mosh pit as the default setting, which is good. That's the way Call of Duty should be played, and I'm happy to see that, and I can definitely say that I had more fun playing the multiplayer once the skill-based matchmaking was disabled, as it always should have been. On top of that, they also added Search and Destroy, which was a criticism I had with the Black Ops 6 beta not having it at all. So seeing it in Black Ops 7, really good, despite me not playing it, but it's good to see that, since Black Ops 7 is a pseudo-sequel to Black Ops 2. And, you know, the thing that made like most of these COD YouTubers popular was Black Ops 2 Search and Destroy. The one I can think off the top of my mind is Vanos Gaming and his crew, despite him not playing much Call of Duty anymore. But that's really the only example I could give, because I still watch them to this day. And Wildcat still plays it, and it's always entertaining to watch him play the Search and Destroy with his friends, despite him being like critical on certain like Search and Destroys in certain game modes. Like, he played Cold War for maybe like a couple weeks, went straight back to Modern Warfare 2019, so on and so forth. But enough about that. But it's good to see that it was in the beta. Up next, let's talk about the Overclocks system. So, with certain score streaks and with certain lethals and tacticals and field upgrades, you can level them up based on how much you use them and depending on how many kills you get with them. And with that, you unlock a overclock for that particular score streak, tactical, field upgrade, lethal. Okay? Make sense? Basically, as an example, they have the cluster grenade from Black Ops 4 in this game as a lethal. You can't like cook the grenade. It will just go off after you've thrown, like you can only just throw it. You can't time it and cook the grenade. But with the overclock, depending on how many kills you get, you can unlock an overclock which basically allows you to cook the grenade before you're ready to throw it. And there's some other ones in particular that aren't particularly interesting, like the UAV, for example. You use that enough times, you level it up, you can put on an overclock that just makes it cost less. I'm not too sure if it reduces the time that it's on the field. I think it might, but there's also another overclock that basically just increases how much damage it takes before it gets destroyed. So nothing too interesting there. But it's a neat little system. Good to see it returning from Advanced Warfare, since Advanced Warfare kind of had an overclock system, particularly with the score streaks, where if you put upgrades onto it, it would increase the cost of the score streak because, you know, it would be a bit more powerful. But that's not here in Black Ops 7. It's just 2 levels. Here's one overclock option. Here's the second overclock option. Nothing to is you can only equip one overclock on each like individual score streak, tactical, lethal, field upgrade. Okay, just to keep it a bit more balanced, I'd say. So yeah, neat little addition. I don't know if it's really going to, you know, blow people's minds away since it's been done before, and in my opinion, I think it's been done better, like with Advanced Warfare, because, you know, increasing the upgrades to increasing the cost, it makes sense. I mean, granted, it made it harder to get those score streaks, but it makes sense since it was more powerful. Speaking of the score streaks, I want to go over some particular ones that may be a little bit controversial to start off with. That being the Gravemaker Sniper Rifle. So, the Gravemaker Sniper Rifle is a score streak that you can earn, and what's unique about it is it's a sniper rifle that if you hold down the trigger long enough, it charges up and you can shoot through walls, as many walls as you want. And you can also see your targets through those walls, unless they have cold-blooded equipped. I am not too sure, but yes, it is a sniper rifle that if you charge it up long enough, it can shoot through walls. So you basically have these pocket wall hacks with this sniper rifle. I get it. It is a reference to the Storm PSR sniper rifle from one mission in Black Ops 2. Some people might complain it's overpowered, but of course, you know, Treyarch has put some balancing bits into it. As an example, it has 6 rounds, and if you fired off a shot and you die with it, you lose the weapon. So they've made some little bit of balances to it. It's fine. It is fun to use, I will admit. I used it a couple of times and it is fun to use, but also you need to be extremely precise to hit your target. There are so many instances where if you're off by just a millimeter, it won't hit your target. So that's another thing too about it. Up next, I want to talk about 2 more other particular score streaks. That being the dog, the AWG, which is a robot dog that runs around the map. It shoots enemies with its machine gun, and it can also blow them up with its rockets. And that dog is a good little fella. Very, very good little fella. Another thing too, I wasn't able to do it. I don't know why it wouldn't let me, but you can actually pet the dog, and it's amusing that you can do that. But yeah, neat little addition. It's basically just a beefed up version of the attack dog, except it doesn't like pounce on its enemies, it just shoots them, which is probably more preferable. Finally, the next score streak I wanted to talk about is the Rhino. What the Rhino is it's a Juggernaut, but what if it's a robot? And I'm not gonna lie, this thing is fun to use. I used it a couple of times, and it's a fun thing to use. It has a 3-round burst like machine gun that does like a lot of damage. It throws your enemies like far away. Also, it acts like an actual like player on the map. So when you are remotely controlling it, if you stand on like a hardpoint objective or a domination objective, it actually counts. So the robot will actually like increase the like the bar in domination to capture a point, or if you're standing on the hard point, it will be considered as a player. So that's neat. The few things about it that I've heard some complaints about is that it's a bit too weak. I didn't have any issues with it because I don't think the players I went up against when I was using it were particularly great. Sorry, no offense. And also there's a time limit to having it active before it destroys itself. But again, a lot of fun to use. So yeah, that's what I have to say about some of the new score streaks they added to the game. Oh, I forgot, sorry. There's one more score streak I wanted to talk about, and that is the Skewer, which is a missile that comes from the sky. It like pulls out these like sharp blades, and when it makes impact with its target, they turn into spaghetti paste. It's a pretty brutal, but it's also a very entertaining little score streak. It's an auto-targeted score streak, so it will automatically find its target and try to destroy them. But if you're under a roof or something like that, it obviously won't work. So, up next, I wanted to talk about the weapons, the design, and the audio for the game. So, the weapon designs I like them. Basically, just taking inspiration from current modern era weapons and early 1990 weapons, and basically being like, what if we just put a futuristic skin on top of them? So the M8A1 and the Peacekeeper from Black Ops 2 returns, which is great. Gotten a little bit of a more futuristic look for the M8A1. I kind of wish they kept it similar to how it looked in the original Black Ops 2, where it looked just like just a little bit of a more futuristic XM8, which was a prototype weapon. And the Peacekeeper looks just as I remember it from Black Ops 2, Black Ops 4 when I introduced the Peacekeeper Mark II, or was it Black Ops 3? I don't remember, it's not important. It just looks about the same as it is, and I think it looks good. The audio for all these weapons, they sound really, really good. There's no, like, faults with some of the weapons, like the way they sound or anything like that. The weapon design and audio design, I should say, pardon me, the weapons audio design is always top-notch now in these games, except I did have a few weapons in Black Ops 6 where I was like, I don't know about that. Like, the weapon design kind of took a downgrade. It's still not up to par as the sound design from Modern Warfare 2019 though. Like, the sound design of Modern Warfare 2019, I do not think that can be beat at all. It is fantastic in that game, and I just hope that with Modern Warfare 4 next year, they will actually have like really, really good audio design at that level. So, another thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to the weapons, I said it was overpowered, but looking back at it, it's not too bad, is the Dravik 45 submachine gun, which looks like a kind of futuristic version of the Bison, because it's got like a helical mag underneath the barrel, and yeah, it's a fine enough gun. I don't think it's actually really that overpowered. It's just that it was used a lot, and I guess people were trying to make it like the meta, like the the Jackal from Black Ops 6, which is still used ridiculously a lot to this day. So yeah, that's what I got to say about the weapons and that. On to my next topic, the graphics. Not much of a difference to Black Ops 6, just Black Ops 6 with a futuristic coat of paint. The only issues I really had with the graphics, I am playing this on a base PlayStation 4, base PlayStation 5, and sometimes when there were too many particle effects on the screen from like either an EMP or a stun grenade, the frame rate would dip. It wasn't too noticeable, it only happened like a few times, but it wasn't anything too bad. So that's what I got to say about the graphics and the frame rate drops in particular. I might quickly just glaze over this as well. The gunsmith is exactly the same as it was in Modern Warfare 2019. Black Ops Cold War, Vanguard, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 6. It's the exact same gunsmith, and again, I have no faults with it. I still think it's a really, really good like customization system in Call of Duty, and I mean, some people are getting tired of it, but I don't mind it. And I also thought I'd quickly go over just a few of the perks and two particular field upgrades I wanted to talk about. So some of the perks that they introduced, well, I say introduced, they've introduced a hybrid system for certain perks. So as an example, you could have 2 blue perks and 1 red perk, and that will make a hybrid type perk specialty. Basically slightly adding to the perk specialty system from Black Ops 6, where if you have 3 of the exact same perk tree, you would get a bonus on top of that. Basically those same extra bonus perks from Black Ops 6, they're still here in Black Ops 7 on top of the hybrid perks. I can't remember any particular hybrid perks off the top of my head, but I think that's just a neat little addition to just, you know, incentivize instead of just using one particular perk tree to like mix it up a bit, and I do appreciate that. As I probably mentioned before, there is no tag sprinting in Black Ops 7 unless you equip a perk in the game. I don't think many people are going to equip this perk in particular. I think it's just going to be like, just like left to like gather dust, because a lot of people really don't like the attack sprinting in Call of Duty. And again, I don't mind attack sprinting if it's utilized properly. Like if the maps is designed behind like having maybe really long corridors, if the movement was a little bit slower, then I understand why attack sprinting would be a thing. But since Modern Warfare 2019, the movement speed of the games have been getting quicker and quicker and quicker, with the exception of Modern Warfare 2 2022. So that made more sense to have attack sprint in those two particular games. I was going on about something else, but I completely forgot. It'll come back to me later. But overall, the multiplayer, I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it when the game comes out next month. Now, on to the main bread and butter of this beta, because they probably thought no one was going to play this beta if this was not featured in it. Zombies! Zombies is in the beta, and it was a lot of fun. It was more Black Ops 6 zombies. That's all I can really say much about that. The new map that they have, Van Dorn Farm, which is a part of the like large map that's going to be in the full game. People say it's a reference, or people say it's the exact same farm from Black Ops 2 zombies, which I don't know about. I might need to replay Black Ops 2 to see if that's the case or not. But yeah, it's a fine enough map. It's very small compared to other particular maps. It would have been nice if maybe they had like the large giant like map, but they cut off like certain like key areas of it, like that is tied to the Easter egg or something like that. But I did have fun playing the zombies in this, and there's not much really I can say about it. It's got the same perks from Black Ops 6, except for a new one called a Wisp Tea, which is a perk that if you drink it and you shoot a zombie, a little wisp thing like hovers around you, and then it starts killing zombies around you, that's cool. And there's also a new ammo mod called Fireworks, which is, as it implies, you shoot a zombie, there's a chance fireworks will pop out of it, they'll go up into the sky, and basically those sparks from the fireworks will target other zombies and kill them. So, nothing too interesting in that part. Pack-a-Punch is pretty much the same. The style of the map, I think I already mentioned, I really do like it, with the purple, like, night-looking feel. I know it's supposed to be like some kind of, like, vortex, like, dimensional type thing, and I think it looks neat. The hanging, like, burnt zombie corpses was also really neat. They were actually alive as well, so you could shoot them and kill them, and some of them would break free from the shackles and try to attack you, even if they didn't have a head. But yeah, that was pretty neat, and it gives off a more horror vibe compared to like Black Ops 6's maps, particularly Liberty Falls, which is pretty much the only map I played in Black Ops 6 because I was going for that Nebula camo grind. Because I needed to have a reason on why I spent so much money on the Vault Edition, because I'll explain more of that in my Black Ops 6 final review. Now to go on to the next two things. There is the two new enemy types that they've introduced into the zombies. One of them is called the Ravager, which is basically the replacement for the attack dogs, the vermins, and the parasites, which I'm so happy they got rid of the damn vermin and parasites. I really do not want to see them in Black Ops 6. I'm getting them mixed up again. I really do not want to see them in Black Ops 7 because vermins, they weren't tough to kill, but they were fucking annoying. Particularly when I was doing like the Nebula camo grind, you know, I'm waiting for a Mangler to spawn in to get the special kills for the stupid Opal camo, and then I just get a vermin like sneaking up behind me doing the sound effect when it hits you and making me jump out of my seat, and I hate them. I really am not the biggest fan of it. It's particularly when I'm trying to get a kill on the zombie and then they pop out the zombie's like body. That's another thing I really didn't like as well. Parasites I can't say much about because I also really didn't like them that much. They're just flies that shoot shit at you. But I really didn't like them in Black Ops 6, and I really pray that they do not come back in Black Ops 7. Reportedly, the Manglers are not going to be in Black Ops 7, which is a interesting choice because I don't mind fighting them. They're not particularly tough to kill, particularly when you have a really highly pack-a-punched weapon. But back to what I was going on about before. So, to replace the vermins, the dogs, and the parasites on dog rounds is the Ravagers. And Ravagers are these like weird little monkey-looking zombies. They like run on all 4 of their legs and whatnot. They move extremely quickly. They barely do any damage when they attack you, I think. But they move around extremely quickly. They will attack you on sight, or in some instances, if there's like loot on the ground, like scrap, lethals, tacticals, field upgrades, they'll basically just like take them. You can kill them to retrieve that field upgrade, but if they start like taunting you as well. If you're not quick enough, they'll have like the claw, I don't know what they're called, like the clamps or something like that, from the monkey bomb, and they'll like clap them over their heads before they disappear. So you got to be quick to kill them there. So yeah, they're a neat addition, and I think they're fine to fight since they're pretty easy to kill as well. And then on to the next addition is a new mini boss called the Zersa. And the Zersa is a zombie bear. Not much to say about it. It's a neat design. It has like these beehives coming out of its body, and it can throw those beehives to attack you and do like damage to you over time if you stand inside these fields with the beehives in them. Also, if the bear attacks you itself, it inflicts bleed damage to you, which is a bit annoying, but if you have a stim, no worries about it whatsoever. But yeah, not much else to say about the zombie bear. And I forgot to mention this during the multiplayer portion. They reintroduced something called the Nemesis system in multiplayer. It's nothing too special. Basically, if you kill an enemy enough times, or if they kill you enough times, you basically initiate a Nemesis setting where if you kill them, or if they kill you, they get 10 extra points on top of the 100 that they get for killing you, or vice versa. Also, it labels down how many times you've killed them and how many times they've killed you. So it's just like a little bit of an additional competition with no like outstanding reward, but it's fine. I think it's a neat little addition. The guitar riffs did get a bit annoying each time you got killed, or each time you killed your nemesis. But yeah, again, like I said, it's fine. And I think that about covers everything in Black Ops 7. As you can probably tell with how long I've been talking about this, I actually really liked Black Ops 7. I know, very controversial thing to say, considering it's a reskin of Black Ops 6. Yeah, I actually had a lot of fun with Black Ops 7, and I just hope it doesn't go down the same road as Black Ops 6 did, where it was like, it was good to start off with, but then it just got worse over time. And again, like I said, I'll explain that in my Black Ops 6 final review next month, when Black Ops 7 comes out. So, yeah, that concludes this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like on this video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be informed when I upload a new video. And while you're here, why not check out the actual video of me playing Black Ops 7. And also, I just completed my campaign playthrough of Battlefield 6, so also feel free to check that out. Hi there, it's me again, just in the middle of editing. I've forgot and remembered exactly what I forgot beforehand that I was going to talk about, which was the field upgrades. Two in particular were the, I forgot the name of it, but it was basically a thing that you could deploy, and it would make a like a holographic clone of your character, and it's like very easy to fool your target, and I thought that was pretty cool. And the other field upgrade I want to talk about was the drone pod, which is a drone pod that you deploy. It deploys tiny little drones. They seek out enemies and they blow them up, but they don't kill them unless you're playing hardcore. And then one last one I wanted to bring up was the active camo, which it is as it says. You activate it, you become invisible unless you move around a bit, and the second you fire, you become visible again. And I thought those were all neat little field upgrades in the game, but that's all I needed to bring up again. And thanks again for watching this video. I also wanted to ask, did any of you play the Black Ops 7 beta? If you did, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know in the comments down below. And that's all from me.